bands or baby, serve that daily. Have a little look, it's done, get wavy.
Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome to my first video of the year. Happy New Year. I know it's February, but listen, this is actually the first video I'm filming all year. So I took a mini break in January just because I wanted to recharge, reset, get myself together, like, you know, just enter the new year feeling like fresh and more relaxed. But I did film some stuff in December, which is what actually went out in January. So thinking very far ahead. Okay, so hey everyone, if you don't know who I am, I'm Bacola. I work in DevRel at Google. On this channel, we do so many things. We do programming videos sometimes. We do life in tech content. We do some personal finance content. So today though, we are actually gonna be doing a work week vlog. I think I'll actually just be focusing on 2 days, a day where I'm working in the office and another day where I'm working from home. Today is gonna be the office day. First of all, before I even hop into the video, I need to thank you guys because I'm seeing right here, we have 275,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Like, I truly never imagined when I created my channel that 275,000 people would commit to watching me talk about all the type of content we talk about on this channel. So thank you all so much for supporting me with your subscriptions, your likes, your comments, your good energy. I see all of it and I really, really appreciate it. I'm really excited for this year because I feel like this year is gonna be our year. I have a lot of cool things planned. And of course, if you have any suggestions of things you wanna see, definitely let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm gonna do a lot more vlogging content. I feel like vlogging content can be really powerful. You can like really get a lot of information in a vlog. I also am gonna do the Dev Story series. You all really love that series, and that was actually my best performing series of like 2021. But that series is very difficult to make. There won't be as much volume as other content on this channel, but it will exist in 2022 as well. And I'm like really open to traveling to meet people like I was last year. So if you're someone who thinks you would be a great candidate for the Dev Story series, maybe you're a developer, you're someone who works in tech and you have a unique, interesting story you want to share, definitely hit me up. You can definitely message me. I'll leave my email down below if you want to be featured in the series. So yeah, we have a lot of great content coming for 2022. So please stick around. If you want to support me for this video specifically, just click the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a nice comment. Everything matters and it helps a lot. And yeah, so we gotta go. I'm pretty sure I'm late. Yeah, so let me just give you guys more context. I'm usually not in the office very frequently. No one on my team is really in the office. I think a combination of being afraid of what's going on in the world right now, plus the fact that no one wants to commute in the cold, and we can do our jobs very easily from home. But today I'm going into the office because I do have a doctor's appointment, and that's the one thing Google does have, is that they are gonna make your life easier and more convenient. So not only are we gonna get that physical done today, we're also gonna get some food as well, and we're gonna do a little bit of work in the office. So let us go because we are late, and I will see you guys there. Everyone, so just wanted to talk about the type of projects I'm doing today. If you don't know what I do, I work in DevRel at Google. I have a video I'll link up here that will kind of tell you what I do at Google and what I do for DevRel. We have a performance review cycle coming up, so my goal right now is just to get as many artifacts as possible for that review cycle. Today specifically, I'm going to be doing some research on the different Google Cloud databases and thinking about how I'm going to teach it to developers. Okay, so we're finally back home and we actually avoided rush hour, which is like, I love when I can commute and there's like barely anyone on the subway. So let's make some dinner. Basically, we're gonna make the sesame crusted chicken salad. So it's gonna be here. I like how they have instructions and everything, so it's like easy to know what you're supposed to do. Okay, so let's get started. I'm really excited to make this. I'm not really super hungry, so I'm happy that it's a salad. Let's start making food. Thanks HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. I actually discovered HelloFresh at the start of 2020 and it was such a fun way to try new recipes. HelloFresh is a meal kit that makes home cooking easy and fun. They offer many recipes to choose from each week to help you break out of your recipe rut. You have a wide variety of options, including quick and easy recipes like the one I'm making now, which are 20-minute meals that are quick to make. They have fit and wholesome recipes which are low in calories or carbs to help you stay on track for your health goals. All of HelloFresh recipes come with pre-portioned ingredients which reduce your prep time and food waste. With Valentine's Day coming up, this can be a romantic activity you can do with your Valentine or Galentine and stay and have fun cooking together. If you're interested in HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com, use the code COLA16 for up to 16 meals and 3 surprise gifts. This was such a great meal. I'm really enjoying it. It's like super fresh and super light, which is like perfect for dinner, especially since I had a big lunch, as you guys saw at Google. So basically now I'm just like spending the time wrapping up some work because I really want my Friday to be lighter. So I know what I need to do by the end of this week. So I kind of just want to wrap those things up right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna work after work to continue to wrap up those assignments. Hey everyone, happy Sunday. So I'm actually heading into the city very shortly and I'm taking you guys along with me through a weekend in my life. Let me know in the comments if you're down with having work vlogs include weekends and include more casual activities, or if you just want me to stick to the work vlogs, or either or happen, but I think that adding the weekend could just make things more interesting. So this weekend has been really chill. I've actually been reading this really good book that I'll leave over here. I don't know about you, but like when I was a kid, I was really into reading. I read like everything horror, fantasy, history books. Like I was very into reading, but something happened like when I got into college and we were forced to read like very dense classics like the Odyssey and Don Quixote like in a very short period of time. Like we were forced to read like thousands and thousands of pages within like a couple days. That's when for me, I like reading became not fun. And then after that, for me, I only had the capacity to read self-help books. And those were the only books I've been reading basically since college. But one of my goals this year is actually to increase the variety of books that I read. So I'm starting off with this fantasy book and it's actually been really, really good. So I'll recommend it if you're looking for a book to read this year. So anyways, I did want to start today just by talking about this really popular question I get asked a lot, which is how do FAANGs compare with startups? So if you don't know, the last company I was working at was a startup company and I worked there for almost 3 years and I've been at Google right now, which is a big tech company, for over a year. Honestly, I've really enjoyed working at a big company. I think that there's huge differences with big companies and smaller startups. And I'll be sharing the things that I've noticed working at 2 different companies of different sizes. But before I even get into that, I do want to say that every company is different. So you might find that some of the things I say your startup does really well at, or you might find some of the things I say your FAANG company or your big tech company doesn't do well at. Basically, what I've noticed is that in different teams, at FAANG companies, like every team has its own culture, has its own standards. So it's like at a big company, each team can be very different. Even if you're in the same building or even if you're sitting next to each other, your team might operate differently. So the things I've noticed specifically, I even have notes and everything. The first thing I noticed is the training and onboarding process. If you're someone who is like junior, you probably more than likely, you want to be at a company that does a good job with training and onboarding new employees. At startups, usually they don't have the bandwidth to do very intense training and onboarding. I remember at my company when I started, they just had some guy install a bunch of stuff on my computer so that I could start contributing code, but there wasn't really a whole process to getting me onboarded. Versus at a bigger company, because they have the bandwidth and they have the money and the time, they can do more thorough onboarding, more thorough job training. So at Google, I actually did 2 weeks of training held by like anyone who's doing engineering at Google right? And then I also had several months on my team of like people training me, and they even set me up with mentors so I could ask people questions. So to be honest, if you're looking for a place where you can get really good training, I definitely recommend going to a bigger tech company. But there are some startups you'll find that can actually do a good job with training. So the other thing too is like the performance review cycle. Depending on who you ask, performance review is like, some people hate it, some people love it. I personally like the structure of knowing what type of tasks I need to complete to get promotions, like career progression. Like I just like having concrete steps and knowledge in how to get those things. And big companies are pretty good at doing performance review cycles. They are stressful, but for me, they provide concrete steps to get to the level that I want to get to. But for startups, they don't usually have like formal review processes. So sometimes you're reviewed based on like how others around you are impacted by your project or how they think about your performance. So, which is okay, because you might find that like it's easier to do your work when you're getting buy-in by your colleagues. But for bigger companies, they do have formal requirements that you need to like meet to get to the next level or to the level up, which for me has been very helpful. Another thing too is like pace. At startups, things move really quickly because you don't have to get as many approvals, as many like buy-in to actually get your projects landed. But for a larger company, like I remember I was doing like a small project, you have to get so much buy-in and so many approvals to get things done. And this just makes the process and the pace slower, which another thing that I really like. But if you're someone who wants to move quickly, you want to make impact quickly, then you should definitely go to a startup. So the fourth thing too is like resources. At bigger tech companies, like I was saying, they have a lot of money, they have a lot of resources. At Google, they actually have like so many resources and so much like documentation, which is really helpful for me. So that was something that I really liked, is that I could find documentation on literally anything, even things totally unrelated to my job. Like I found resources on like, if you want to buy a home, if you want to invest in the stock market, like some random resources. I don't know who is generating these resources, but I found that to be super helpful at bigger tech companies. Whereas smaller tech companies, they usually don't have the same volume of resources and of documentation. So that's something you definitely want to keep in mind. The last thing that actually is a big difference from startups and FAANG companies is like your ability to move around and switch teams. Like at startups, I felt like you kind of couldn't really switch teams because like your team really needed you because you were just one of a few people. Versus at a bigger company, like if you're like, I'm tired of my team, I want to work on something totally different from what I'm working on now, you have that flexibility. But on the flip side, with startups, some people feel like they can actually rise and grow, become a team leader, like go to the next level faster because it's not like as much competition. And yeah, so that's another thing too. All in all, going big company route versus smaller company route is going to be based on like what you're looking for in your career. Okay, let's go into the city.